History of Poland started by the Odra River. Here in Kostrzyn, the history was made since the early Slavic time of the Piasts, through the ages of the Brandenburgian and Prussian government. In 1945, Kostrzyn was called a ruined city and was not believed to be able to revive. However, history planned a different role for Kostrzyn. Today, it is the city with a population of 18,000 by the western border of Poland, at the spot where Warta feeds into Odra River, where rail and road routes of Central Europe meet, connecting the eastern and the western part of the continent. The geographic location and good accessibility of Kostrzyn are undoubtedly one of the biggest assets of the city, and it has become the impulse to its economic development. Kostrzyn upon Odra is only 70 kilometers away from Berlin. Tourists come to Kostrzyn very eagerly as they find marvelous conditions for holidays here. Kostrzyn upon Odra, at the Polish-German border, once a year becomes a home for dozens of thousands of young people, a most welcoming home. The unique double-level railway station is ready for 20 extra special trains, which bring the Przystanek Woodstock Music Festival guests from all over the country. Thanks to private investors, visitors to Kostrzyn have at their disposal a wide variety of hotels and guest houses, such as Hotel Bastion, which lies on the border, which combines the historical architecture with modern appliances, making it a great place for leisurely holiday. The Kostrzyn-Słubice Special Economic Zone is the best place for investment in Western Poland. Big international companies are Kostrzyn's trademark. Arctic Paper, Podrawka, ICT, Hanke Tissue, the brands recognized in the world. The city is also the host to smaller companies, Brinkhouse, Teleskop or B Polska. At the site of the zone in Kostrzyn, there are 13 companies, 3 of them already undergoing additional development. Arctic Paper is building a new warehouse and logistics center. ICT Poland is building a new production plant and modern warehouses. Teleskop Company is also already building additions to their infrastructure. New companies are developed. Novotech, a company with Indian capital, Algontech Polska, a Spanish producer of plastic elements. 3 more companies are working on their site's designs. Each investor finds a friendly atmosphere and good conditions for investment offered both by the Special Economic Zone and the local city administration. Every 4th inhabitant of Kostrzyn is still a student. The young have perfect conditions for studies here, from kindergarten till 2 higher schools, a branch of the Szczecin University and the Higher Vocational Local Administration School. The young and educated people easily find work in many industrial enterprises and other companies, which have particularly good development conditions in Kostrzyn. The list of Kostrzyn's assets is long. It includes splendid natural conditions, as well as good road connections and an extraordinary support for its investors. Come to our city, Kostrzyn, always on your side. Kostrzyn upon Odra has been for the last few years the city host of the famous rock festival Przystanek Woodstock.
Gminy PKP, 12 przystanek Woodstock w miejscowości Kostrzyn nad Odrą, odjazd!
Alice, I see you're having fun. Keep on having it. We play here once a year, but there's always so much energy every time. We've played here for 3 years and everyone's always having lots of fun.
Ona przynajmniej się super bawi.
Zaczynają krucjatę. Zwycięstwo i władza. Jeszcze raz! Raz, dwa, trzy! Panują nad światem. Zaczynają krucjatę. Zwycięstwo i władza. W moherowym berecie będzie lepiej na świecie moherowe berety. Panują nad światem moherowe berety. Zaczynają krucjatę moherowe berety. Zwycięstwo i władza. W moherowym berecie będzie lepiej na świecie moherowe berety. Panują nad światem moherowe berety. Zaczynają krucjatę moherowe berety. Zwycięstwo i władza.
The cultural life in the city is organized by the Kostrzyn Culture Center in cooperation with the City Hall. Various galas and open-air events, the Kostrzyn Classical Music Festival Kostrinella, modern painting exhibitions, jazz concerts, and the annual Days of Kostrzyn and Days of Kostrzyn Stronghold are attended by many people from Kostrzyn and the region. Kostrzyn is a city where 160 cultural events are held annually, with such celebrities as the national dance and song group Mazowsze, which won the hearts of the spectators with its carols and pastorals concert. There are several non-governmental organizations in Kostrzyn which are co-financed by the city. Their activity in the field of free time management of the children and the adolescent through sport has proved successful. The Kostrzyn Karate Club conducts 4 karate classes a week. Its members have won many tournaments in Poland. The student sport club Warta takes care of the children and the adolescent training in table tennis. The trainings take place 5 times a week in the Mosir Gymnasium and in the 2nd elementary school. The club members are enlisted in the 2nd Women's League and in the 3rd Men's League, as well as in the A class, and are successful in tournaments in the region and in Poland. The club is officially at the 4th place in the Lubuskie district of table tennis and at the 45th place in Junior Table Tennis Cup of Poland. The sporting association Olimp conducts classes for about 100 young wrestlers. Only in 2006 the wrestlers from Kostrzyn attended the Polish Open Junior and Cadets Championships, the Polish Junior Olympics and the Cadets tournaments in Germany and Holland. The district's representation included 8 wrestlers from Kostrzyn, while the Polish representations has 5. The Kostrzyn Football Club Celuloza has been conducting trainings for children and the adolescent for many years. The young sportsmen can play matches organized in Gorzów and Zielona Góra. The training of the talented youth is also conducted by the student sport club The 4, which is attended by about 90 persons. The city takes care of its youth's development while not forgetting its seniors. The latter were presented with the Senior and Disabled Meeting Center in 2006, as well as the Kostrzyn Center of Business Support. The place, traditionally called the Bowling Center, was completely rebuilt thanks to the funds from the Union Initiative Interreg 3. Now, it is a modern conference and leisure center with 3 conference rooms prepared for international meetings with simultaneous interpreting. The seniors can also find here a splendidly equipped gymnasium with sport and rehabilitation equipment, while Kostrzyn's volunteer associations have also found a place in the building. There are not many cities like Kostrzyn upon Odra, cities where next to industry one can still find well-preserved natural environment. 2 rivers, National Park Warta Estuary and forests surrounding the city are Kostrzyn's asset. Anglers can find plenty of fish in Odra, Warta and Postomia rivers and the multitude of canals between them. Nearly all species of Polish fish can be found here. Kostrzyn and the area is an angler's paradise. An international trail R1 leads through the area of Warta Estuary, going from Lubniewice through Sulęcin, Czarnów to Kostrzyn and further to Germany. The trail is well marked and visited by more and more tourists. In the city area there are about 100 kilometers of cycling paths, as well as many information signs about tourist and historical attractions nearby. The cycling tourism will grow further with the development of new cycling paths in the future. Soon a new cycling path will be created, which will lead from the border bridge on Odra River straight through the Berlin Gate to the Kostrzyn stronghold. The Berlin Gate, which is a part of the old fortification wall, spans over 100 square meters. On the 1st of September 2007, a tourist information center was opened at that site. It is a part of the Baltic Fort Route project, financed by the Interreg III BSR fund, where Kostrzyn was the leader. The aim of the Baltic Fort Route project is the preservation of unique military architecture, as well as their adaptation, business and cultural events. Thanks to the Baltic Fort Route project, Kostrzyn has received over 260,000 euro, additional 4 million zloty from the European Union, help building communal infrastructure. Besides the Berlin Gate, the Chyżańska Gate and Fort Philip were also rebuilt. Scheduled for rebuilding are the Kostrzyn Castle, the church, and the old city buildings. The architecture of the historical part of the city will place Kostrzyn at the tourist European trail of city strongholds. Therefore, soon we will be able to witness change in the historical part of the city, which is being renovated even now. The city will further develop its tourist assets, and the beginning of the process is marked by the rebuilding of the historical part of the city, as well as infrastructure and tourism development of both of the Warta and Odra rivers. People who are interested in history will find the Kostrzyn stronghold with Sarbinovo fort and the unrebuilt old city, the only unrebuilt old city in Europe. People interested in nature will find a unique ecosystem here, the Warta Estuary National Park with a massively rich fauna flora. Tourists will find two big full rivers, Odra, Warta, historical sites and the national park environment. Investors will be able to walk on the red carpet. They will find friendly, competent local administration, well-prepared, attractive investment sites. Kostrzyn of the future is a city, dynamic development, a European city, a city friendly to everyone.